Well, the track is one of the major points of interest here in Sand, and as the clean-up team tries to get rid of the detritus of the few qualifiers that we've seen before, we've joined by Reno Savoya, the three-time European champion. No one better really to talk us round a lap. And the first thing you notice here, even with a wheelbarrow in the way, is there's an absolute massive elevation on the track. I mean, how does that affect how you actually approach this circuit compared to everywhere else you go?
It's difficult to drive on that track because it's really special, and I think that the setup is different from what we're expecting from any other track in the world and in Europe especially. But my car was really good at the first practices, and we tried to stick with the basic setup. The grip is changing a lot. We had massive rains yesterday and this morning.
This, of course, is the first challenge because you come swooping down this straight at absolutely full speed, and then you've got a very, very sharp left turn there. I mean, that must be a big... I've never seen the cars brake so hard.
Yeah, I think it's maybe one of the hardest part of the track because we have to stop the speed. We're carrying a lot of speed in the straight, and here in this corner we have to brake, but not brake too much to carry roll and traction rolling in this corner and landing in the pit lane. So it's finding the proper balance.
And of course there is the entrance to the pit lane. If you just spin round, Paul, you see the end. That is also very, very quick, isn't it? During the actual finals, you're going to be belting in there at absolute top whack.
I don't know. Maybe having enough speed to carry against the wall would be the good thing. But it's always really dusty in the entry, so it's really hard to brake. And I did like 360 during the practices because I was not used to it. And because of the speed we're carrying, it's going to be one of the technical part of the track also, because with the stress from the refueling you're going to carry, it will be something to see during the finals.
We come to this section here, which is coming off the jump, and again we've got a lot of gouge out. It's very rocky, very bumpy. The cars are kind of pattering going through there, and then you've got this big uphill jump and movement, and it's often you're struggling for traction the whole way, aren't you?
Yeah, true. I mean, during the warm-up it was the most difficult part of the track, that's for sure, because it's going uphill and it's really hard to get the proper traction and the enough bottom power to jump it and clear it easily. And today especially it was even harder because the rocks were wet, so every car the front wheels were spinning and we couldn't get any traction to clear it easily. So it was really hard to find the proper line and clear it each lap. A lot of good drivers were crashing there, and I crashed in my third round of qualifiers because of that. So it was carrying a lot of problems for many drivers, I think.
So after the difficult uphill section, you then come down this swooping area here, and once again the track's really not helping you. It's trying to force you out the side offline, isn't it?
True, it's really off camber, so it's really hard to get because we are far from the driver's stand and we don't see really well because of the fence, and the other pipe is really close when you're upstairs. So it's really hard to get and get the proper line. With the bumps also, it's really unstabilizing the car during this section, and it's really hard to get enough speed in the corner just after.
I mean, it's a good point you make, because there is, of course, the driver's stand, but that's the long, thin point, and it's not where you're used to looking anywhere else in the world, really, is it?
No, because the track is just up the hill, and the driver's stand is not really parallel to the lines. It's changing a lot when you're from right or the left of the driver's stand, and it changed a lot of things when you just changed the small spot on the driver's stand.
The end of the track, the end of the lap, and it's what looked like two reasonably simple, but because they're very slow. Is that the case? Both those kind of little half circle hoops.
No, I mean, slow is not easy. That's the thing with this track. It looks pretty easy with the layout, but because of the rocks and the grip is really special, it's not easy at all.
And it's quite a short lap from what we're used to in international competition, but of course it's a very complex lap, and of course it's going to be even more complex if we do get some rain. I mean, how will a wet track, now it's worn out, affect everything?
It's not going to be easy at all. I think the double is going to be really damaged going down the hill also, and it's going to create different things because the rocks, when they get wet, the traction is like nothing. So AstroTurf is pretty grippy after that when you're on the rocks, so it will be really different. And I think depending on the car, some drivers can make the difference, and a big difference when it's wet or when it's grippy.
Renaud, thank you very much, and good luck in making it 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's what I'm here for.